Well, let's have a little look at Swissy JPY. Something I never trade.
Matron, take them away.
And a warm welcome to one and all. If this is your first time here, I'm the big fella Scruff, and sitting next to me is the wild wonder Wink. What's Winky doing today?
I'm working actually.
Sodden hell, she's working. What a shocker. And if you hear a lot of banging around the house, we've got some builders in upstairs doing plaster work and everything because the office is coming. We have a new setup coming soon, so keep tuned for that. Subscribe to the channel, and if you like it, well, just smash the old thumbs button and we'll crack on. So what are we bashing on about today? Well, if you see the market watch that I do, or the morning watch, you see that I put strengths in that helps decide what a market is. Now, I also take it a step further. Once it's decided the market, and as you can see, the Swissy and the JPY is the strongest currency and the weakest currency. Now, the Swissy is actually losing ground, whereas the JP is gaining ground. So there could be a change in momentum. At the moment, for this next hour, it's a buy, and it's saying it's reasonably good. However, when I did the video this morning, I'd be more inclined for this to sell. But until it tells me otherwise, it's going in the direction that it says it's going in. That's something to sort of take into point. We've also got the pound JPY, which was the second contender, but it also pulled up here. And this is the majors, and it'll show the chart if it thinks it's good. However, it hasn't highlighted it here. So it's okay, but it's not great. Okay. So this is what I watch. So I've kind of got two to look at over the course of the next hour, which are these two. Now, the first one I'm looking at is going to be this. Now, we'll strip it back to nothing. I'll just open up my trading charts up here as well, because I like to put all of my indicators on another sort of screen. But not only do I watch the indicators, I watch it on an hourly chart so I can see what's happening. Okay. It's a nice, easy way to do things if you've got a double screen. Have a monitoring screen here and an overview screen above it. Now, as I said earlier on this morning, I had a tendency to think this might sell off, and it is. It's doing it now. Right? But that could sell off to give me an opportunity to then buy into it. So let's have a look at what's going on. And if we're looking for key points of attraction, this is kind of at all-time highs. And if I take this back to monthly, you'll see that. All right. So this is why it's kind of dangerous at this moment in time. How high can this push up? Well, I need something I can use as a reference point. Well, that reference point is here. There's an overextended candle, which is there. Now I've got a level that I can work to straight away. So there's a lower level here. Top of the candle, and you can see the failure turn, and it's cracked through. Now if this is going any higher, it's here. All right. So what I've done there is I've actually framed the price at this point. Look at it, 4 hour. What have we got? Well, it's pushing up. So it can move up to there, which it's like 20 pips. It's not bad. So that's half decent. It's worth having. So the buy premise is still there. Okay. So let's take it down to the hourly and let's have a look at this thing. See where we're at. Well, we've got a move here that is encompassing this. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a little bit of rough world building so I can see where areas of attraction are. Now, come down, bounce, away. Now I'm going to delve into this a little bit more on the 15 minute. But there we go. That goes to there, down onto that 50. Happy days. So that's working fine. Take it to 15 minutes and now we can see there's the surge. There's the retracement. Let me just check something. Okay, it is pushing down. So around these areas is good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a fib tool. Fib. Base of that move to the highest point it got. And I'm now going to use these levels as key markers. And shocker, there's the 50 lining up with that. So all this has to do is come down, pick an order up and away. Now my first order is going to be on here and I'm going to follow this price down. So we'll do that now. We're going to put it like a $5 on or something. So we're not pushing the boat out too far. 15 pips. Now this is on the top end of where you would put a day trade because the spread is 3. So let us have a look to see how far this can go. Pull this back out to the hourly. So we've got plenty of room. And there's your target point, the tops of here. All right. So that's the kind of the first setup that we have. So we'll just put that to one side for now. Just quickly check something here. All right, that looks fine. Then what we're going to do is we're going to look at the pound JPY. Let's get rid of all of this lot because I don't need any of that. Again, I'm going to take it to scratch. Switch these off. So we've got a nice clean chart. Go to the daily. Let's have a look at the daily. See what's going on with it. Well, again, we've had an upsurge. It's pulled back. And it looks like it's pushing to the higher ground. Now, why could this be pushing to the higher ground? Well, if we look, the pound is relatively strong. JP is weak. But the pound is losing ground and that's gaining ground. So again, be careful with what we're looking at. So how do I frame this one out? Well, we can see there's a clear point at the top here, which is there. So there's a nice area of attraction. And if I'm framing it, well, the bottom section's there. So we now framed the price. Now this can push up into the tops of these. Okay, cool. Swissy's just triggered in. So we'll look at that again in a second. But let's have a look to see what's going on here. Strong directional drive on the daily, pushing up to the tops. All right. Let's see where that can move to. Well, there's the lowest point. There's the highest point. Pull that back. Oop, there we go. That gives me an area of attraction, which is here. So I'm going to just drop in a couple of dotted lines just so that I can reference them. That will be a key turning point. Move it higher. There's a key turning point. Right. Okay. Now I can also look for the pivot, which is there. So it's trading above the pivot, moving up. Okay. 4 hour. Now it looks quite nice, doesn't it? You see the move. Down, bounce. Price is still contained inside it. Looks nice. Quite happy with this setup. Hourly. Right. What have we got here? What can we see? Push down, came up, consolidation, break in the tops. Right. That's going to be my fib of choice. This isn't finished. That has finished. However, it's all encompassing inside of this. Now, you could argue and say that it's inside that as well, but you want to be as near the price as you can. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw from the top of there to the base of there. This is going to give us a target point to work to. So there's a target point. Simple. And then I'm just going to run this down into the key areas that's highlighted. Okay. All the way down to there. Excellent. Right. Get rid of that. What have we got? Well, it's pushing down. I've got key markers that I can now buy off. I just have to wait for them. We're going to put some extra orders into the Swissy in just a second, because that's it has pushed down as I suspected. But let's have a little look at it, shall we? But we'll concentrate on this one for now. Okay. So if it's gone into a range, which it has, I want to be buying at the base of the range. So that'll be down here somewhere. Okay. Now this can keep on going. So what I'll do is I'll watch it till it gets through. Then I'll look to start seeing if I can enter. Right. So we'll just put that one in the wings. But we are trading with this one at the moment. It's come down to that 50% and pushing through. So my analysis this morning was actually correct. I should have shorted it, but we want to go with the long because that's what the market is telling us. So we're going to put another order here on this marker and let it slam back up. So let me do that. Now this is one of the beauties of not going into market full clip. You go in full position. Oh, it's opened it up. Bugger. Well. Anyway, you go into market at full position. What happens is you've got nowhere to go. So if you stage backwards small, now I can take this up to about £30 a point on this account. But I don't want to use that. I want to keep it as small as I can. So that's what we'll do. So we'll play this out. If I see something on the GB, I'll drop into that as well. But my thoughts are with this one at the moment. And I'm going to stage it all the way down to the bottom of the clusters. And then back up again. And it ain't that far. Catch you soon. Okay guys, I need the camera to do a little bit of teaching work. Not overly worried at this moment in time. Market's just doing what the market does. The reason the numbers look pretty bad is because we're on £5 a point. But we're actually only about 500 collectively underwater, which in the grand scheme of things is not a great deal. We can put an extra position into each one of these if we so wish, but at the moment I don't need to. I'm just going to kind of see what goes on with it, but I'm going to let it play out for the next hour or so. Never be afraid of a market moving against you, because if you're trying to pick your tops and your bottoms, you find you're probably going to get caught a lot more. Now, I'll stage into a move against me, as you can see, and it doesn't really worry me. Not really, because it's all part of what I do. So I'll catch you in an hour or so. Okay, guys, stopped out. I was trailing it up. I said earlier on this morning this will probably sell off, and it did. And it actually came down and tapped the zone that I marked in, and then rattled away. Brilliant. JPY, exactly like what I said. But what you need to work on is net positives. Start with 0, end with 1. Doesn't matter what happens in the middle. So sometimes you sacrifice trades for the greater good. It's kind of what's happened here to a degree. Now I've got nothing running, no tickets, and that's what you've seen me do today. So even getting stopped out for 95 quid, which in the grand scheme of things is not a great deal, not particularly. We have made a net 211 for the day. I'm happy with that. Now, I don't need to go back to market. I've been busy all day, working on the house and various other bits and pieces, which you'll kind of see in a second. There you go. Covered in bloody sawdust. And why? Because I've been putting door frames in. And not only putting door frames in, prepping for the plasterers to finish tomorrow. Here, a few pictures. Because I'm getting an office and a studio built at the top of the house. And the idea is I'll have a nice clean area to work, and then I can get back to doing tutorials on the whiteboard and things like that, which is something I've kind of missed doing. But on the other point of view, I haven't been asked for them either. Drop in the comments, say what you want, I'll talk to you about it. Drop to the 5%ers, you'll see a lot of the webinars that I do, which are highly educational, and talking to the 5%ers if you want to try it. There is a link in the description below. You get 5% off the fund. And it's the only prop fund that I actually put my name to at this moment in time. Why? Because I trust them. and I trade for. So we're going to get back to that. And talking of education, if you're interested in trading, there's the Way the Scruff method, which is how I trade, in the Discord group. There's going to be new modules for that coming out. How to broad stroke a daily direction, how to deep dive into that direction to read the chart, and then understand how to target from what you see. So there's lots of stuff coming over the next sort of month or so, and it's all driven by you guys. So drop your comments, I carry it out. Keep your mouth shut, don't do anything. You know, simple as that. But there you go. Today's me back in my big mouth up as normal. And if you've enjoyed it, subscribe. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.